Hello, this is Christoph with Kaiserworks presenting Fraser House. We're looking here at our existing site plan as a refresher, and I'm going to go right now to our proposed site plan. I'm not going to get too heavy into the details on this sheet, but what I will do, our next slides are going to zoom into this addition wing, and so before I do that, I want to speak briefly to our existing floor plan. I'm going to zoom us in over here. And forgive me, there's just a little bit of lag here on the computer. Okay, so here we are at the existing, let me zoom in one more click here. Um, so we looked at a number of different options here and landed, I think, what your suggestion or your lean was, which was adding a door here. We think this wants to be a flush condition door, so a door that we're going to trim out to feel like an extension of this wall space here, but the idea being that you would walk into the bathroom here. Some lines are turned off here, so this looks more sparse than it is, but the idea is that you would walk into this space here. The closet that was located here works nicely here. This is actually somewhat oversized in the east-west direction anyway as for a bedroom, and so a new closet here fits very, very nicely. And then there are some options here to build this corner out with storage, have a soffit that goes over here ahead, so as you're entering, that door opens into a ceiling recess and wall recess, which will help this feel a little bit more finished out. It's always tough when you have two doors into a room, but having one of the doors reside into a thickness that is perceived from the inside is going to help our situation there. So I think this works great. This turns nicely into a closet. The proportion is a little bit funny, but I think if you just make it a small closet that you walk into, you're going to get a lot of storage out of it, and I think it's the right way to deal with that space. So going back, now we're going to zoom in. We've been looking at things at a 16th inch scale. We're going to zoom now to 3/16 inch scale, and I'm going to show three different slides. And the master suite is going to change on these slides, but this lower portion is going to stay the same. So I'm going to use this slide here to walk us through coming from approximately the front door, walking towards the south. We have our new pivot door that was recently installed. Walking further, we are in Hall 1, and Hall 1, we talked about this previously, this has the option of being glass on either side. Right now we're not doing that from a cost savings perspective, but I think in most scenarios it would be better across the board if this was glazing all the way through. That's a chunk of change, so that's something we can discuss. This hall being bounded on the east and west sides with glass. Coming to this point here, we have access into a gym slash flex bedroom, and this is approximately what we had previously from a size perspective. We have floor to ceiling millwork on that south edge of the room, and we have a Jack and Jill bathroom directly off of that. So whether this is being used as a gym or a bedroom, we feel this works very nicely. This bathroom also becomes an extension of the kitchen and living and dining area up here. So if you have a guest in this space, they're able to come here, use this bathroom. This door can be closed. This could effectively work as well as an Airbnb, where everything beyond this door is its own suite. They have their own vehicular point of entry, etc. So we like the way this is working for many different vantage points and uses. Directly south of the gym and flex, we have a scullery, or we have a laundry slash pantry slash hall, which comes off of the garage. So whether you're coming from the kitchen dining through this door into the garage and then into the laundry pantry, or coming around from this side, this hall is packed densely with storage, washer dryer, counter space here on the one side, and we favored this storage to the gym slash bedroom, although we've also talked portions of this could be reversed and flip into that room depending on usage and need. To the north of that, we have a slightly reconfigured living and kitchen area. There are a few different iterations of how we would execute this island. Right now we're showing a 4-seat kitchen island with a 4-top table just to the west of that looks out onto this great little desert garden. And we're really liking the way this feels, this pedestrian path that gains you access to this entry court with a little sitting area off to the sides, working very, very nicely. Living area remains similar to what we had seen previously, views towards the television. And in in one of the iterations I'm going to show you, this wall and storage continues all the way to the west and terminates here. In the first two iterations, we're showing there's an access point into that master suite on both sides of this, and that sort of objectifies this piece. But you'd pass by it en route to the master suite. And then in this master suite, the first iteration we're showing here, you walk in through this door into the bedroom. So you're looking on the right hand side. We're showing a large king size bed bounded on either side by end tables. On the left hand side, a credenza that would have a TV sitting on top of it, a little reading chair in the corner with a window just behind that. And there's an object in the room very similar to the master suite that's on the east side of the house, the primary master suite. We have closets that are accessible on two sides, so this presumably would read as one volume, potentially having a material shift. So this could be a walnut box, for example, and then sort of being quote unquote inside the closet on one side and inside the closet on the other side. And then beyond those two, you have a bathroom realm which functions somewhat similarly to the master suite, the main master suite of the house. We have a two sink vanity, and then directly behind that we have one room that contains a master shower with a toilet. And then above that master shower, there's a skylight. And I like the idea of sort of going into this object, and once you're deep inside that object, you have a moment of light that comes into that space. So I'm going to move us now to this next slide, where again everything is the same as what I just showed you, with exception to this master suite. This is a variation on the master suite. Before I go into that, let me just walk us through something I didn't do in the site plan, and that has to do with our fire pit outdoor dining area that's located over here a little bit to the south and to the east. Coming down this covered patio to this point here, on the left here we have a stainless steel rod that just comes out of the deck, and we're seeing this as a very simple, very minimalist shower moment where somebody can stand over here. There's a little side table to put anything you have in your hands and take a shower. Again, we've not created a private moment for this. We can do that if necessary. It's actually challenging to find a spot out here without building a volume to contain it. So we like the simplicity of this sort of resort style outdoor shower that you would see at a larger, sort of off to the side, but at a larger resort sunning deck area. This is something that you see, not uncommon to see that. Getting to the end here, this dashed line denotes where we are stopping the overhead shade element. So the building extends a little bit beyond that into the desert. Walk down a few steps. Now you're on a decomposed granite path. This is a softer feel, but it's still very navigable. So you would walk out and you'd find your way to this flagstone. We're showing it as flagstone, but there'd be some form of hardscape sitting area out here that's just beyond these two large established mesquite trees. So the dining table and some of these chairs, they tuck underneath of that canopy. We have a fire pit and we have a pizza oven that's situated out here. So very simple. I think this doesn't need to be much because you're in such an incredible environment. Sitting here watching the fire, looking at Camelback Mountain in the distance is going to be pretty spectacular. So moving back over here to this second iteration of the master suite. In this iteration, we're showing a larger closet that's on one side only, and so you would have a thickened volume that separates the master suite from the living area, and we've added a 24 inches of depth for this entire length of closet space on two different sides. So it's not a room per se that you walk into, but it is a large amount of storage that is accessible on two sides. We did discuss putting pocket door to turn this into a room. Our favor is to really just have some beautiful millwork here that accommodates a lot of storage. Walking again to the back side of that, you've got a vanity that's located here that has nice natural light. Some would be coming from here, some would be coming, well, there's an iteration here where there's windows here looking into the space that would provide more natural light. We can get into that once we've dialed in the floor plan that we want to work with. Coming around the corner here, you can walk into this zone here, master shower with a skylight sitting above a bench that's tucked in there deep, and then this is a small just water closet that's got a pocket door just off of that master shower. Moving now to the third iteration, again everything else in the plan is the same with exception to the master suite. In the master suite in this iteration, you walk through this door here. Again, you're walking straight into the bedroom, and then coming around to the far side of the bed, we have a walk-in closet that has standard rod and shelf treatment on three sides. And then just to the north of that, we have a water closet. So if you're on this side, this would be a small linen closet, full height linen closet, water closet. Walking further, you have a two sink vanity, and then beyond that you have a master shower. that has a view out to the desert. And then I'm going to go back to our first one here. This would be our preference from an architectural and design standpoint. Standing here looking this way, you've got this object in the room that the bed backs onto, and then just having natural light that sort of comes in from the space from the west on these two sides, I think is going to really objectify in a beautiful way this central piece, and it does the job of creating two different zones or realms by simply having a piece of, you can think of it as large furniture, but this is the same sort of architectural language that we have elsewhere in the house, and we think works really nicely here. So thank you very much. We look forward to your thoughts on this. Thank you.